A game that refused to overwhelm you with noise. A game that replaced maps with memory, spectacle with atmosphere, and power fantasy with emotional consequence. A game where light and shadow were not merely visual techniques, but a language that shaped how you move, feel, and how you decide. A game that asked you to choose between personal love or collective survival, and made you live with the emotional weight of that decision. Clair Obscur Expedition 33 did not win Game of the Year by accident. It earned it through its vision and disciplined design. From its opening moments, the Expedition form showed that progress is deliberate and consequential. You are not casually roaming through a checklist of objectives, but advancing towards something heavy and uncertain. One of its boldest decisions is how it approaches exploration. Rather than flooding the screen with constant navigational aids, it often removes traditional handholding and encourages you to read the world itself. You move through spaces guided by lighting contrasts, architectural silhouettes, and environmental composition. The concept of Clair Obscur, the interplay between light and shadow, is not simply aesthetic branding. It functions as environmental storytelling. Brighter spaces suggesting fragile safety, while darker, desaturated environments create unease before a single word is spoken. This design slows you down, demands attention, and in so doing, deepens immersion. With a very big credit to the soundtracks, which reinforce that atmosphere with remarkable restraint, operating as a powerful emotional architecture. The game does not offer infinite branching paths, but controlled, meaningful shifts that influence relationships, morale, and tone. Gustav's personal dilemma captures the core thematic conflict with personal attachment and collective good. And the best of the game is that the choice of the main character is not framed as right or wrong. Instead, it carries emotional cost that ripples through character dynamics and subtly reshapes the expedition's atmosphere, which made it a consequence-driven storytelling rather than spectacle-driven drama. In terms of combat, the game was structured around turn-based foundations. It integrated real-time defensive mechanics such as dodging and parrying that demanded precise timing and sharp reflexes. You are not passively selecting commands. You are reacting, reading enemy cues, and engaging rhythmically with each encounter. But, at the same time, extended sessions can reveal repetition, as enemy patterns become familiar, and parry mastery reduces challenge. Yet even that repetition mirrors the thematic cycle embedded in the story, reinforcing the sense of persistence and inevitability that defines the expedition itself. Technically, the game supports its artistic ambition with polish. Fluid animation transitions, stable performance, and a restrained interface that preserves immersion rather than distracting from it. Nothing feels excessive. Nothing feels unfinished. The cohesion between art direction, sound design, narrative weight, and mechanical structure defines the experience. Clair Obscur Expedition 33 was not about conquering a world, but simply about confronting it, about navigating beauty and darkness simultaneously, and accepting that every meaningful choice carries consequence. When a game's message is carried not just in its words, but in the way it breathes and responds to you, it begins to feel less like something you play and more like something you experience. And that quiet unity is what made this game the Game of the Year for its time.